How's everyone doing? ¿Cómo están todos? How's everybody doing? Quick video for everybody. Un video rápido para todos. Quick video. Buenas noches, Victor Gonzalez. How you doing? Carol Sabold, Paula Schmidt. How you doing? Sandy Presley Wright, Jean White, Keen T, Blakely, Geneva Lambert, Nancy Wedley, Linda Burns Walker. Hi Blue, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Let me take my glasses off. I think that I've been wearing them the whole day, so I have a good, my eyes don't hurt that much. Hope Christmas, Lisa Kelly, Cynthia Casanova, Cindy Shivers. Miss Cindy, how you doing? Send you a big hug. Sandy Presley Wright, Kathy Clark Webb, Kathy Riley. You sound tired. Yes, Miss Kathy, I'm I'm a little bit tired. Bonnie Sims Mitchell, great job today. Thank you so much. Carol Sabold, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Carol? My mama, Robin Bishop Willard. How you doing, Robin? Miss Bobby. Hello, Oscar. You look so cute. Love hugs. Thank you so much, Miss Bobby. Keen T, Blakely, Nancy Wedley. You guys were great. Thank you so much. Alex Durazo, saludos de San Diego, saludos, carnal. Saludos. Para ti, carnal, saludos. Ahí te veo ahí te veo en la plaza para fregarnos un tarro de cerveza. Tú y yo juntos. Danny Gastelum, how you doing? Yo, Oscar, how you doing, Danny? What an adventure. You and Ben had it, and it was awesome. Thank you so much. Mr. Joe Mejia, how you doing, Joe? Big hug. Leslie Diane, good reporting today. Teresa Callis, how you doing? Long time no watch from Ridgecrest, California. Hope Christmas. Oh, okay. Karen Lupa Taylor. Beth Standards, how you doing, Beth? Send you a big hug. Herman Kane, hello, Oscar from Ohio. Who else? Kathy Nell, Kathy Daniel, Brocado, Kristen Caligur. How you doing, Miss Kristen? Dina Lyons, how you doing? Rain, how you doing? Send you a big hug. Margie Scarberry, hello, great reporting. Thank you so much. Debbie Spears, hello, Blue. Junie Ann Ekman is watching. Thank you, Judy, for watching. TT Carol, my aunt TT, how you doing? Erica Alvarado Crowley. Erica, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias por verme. Thank you so much. Teresa Callis, nice hat. Yes. I had it, but I was not wearing it, you know what I mean? But I wear it today. They gave it to me from this new network that we're about to get our journey on, that is called America's Voice. Hey, Carla Hill Crawford. Big shout out to Carlos. Yes, big shout out to Carlos. Cheryl Carvin, thanks so much. Dean Lyons, hi Oscar, how you doing? Brian Cudmore, hello Oscar from Phoenix, Arizona, how you doing? I want to say, hey man, you know what? Let me say hi to everybody, man. Let me say hi to everybody. Maggie Murphy, Arlene Barker, Alma Olvera, hola Oscarín, hola, ¿cómo está? Elena Walker, hi Oscar from Pitskill, New York. Oh, that's Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson. That's where he was at. Judy Saul Sadler, Karen Jones. Oscar, be careful with dogs behind you. What the hell? Where are they at? You fooling with me? There's no dogs behind me. Come on, man. It's called Jaime Lynn's Crubs. Hello, keeping everyone in the loop here in Minnesota. You rocked it, Oscar. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much. Kathleen Mahala. Hi, Oscar from Baltimore. Yay, Baltimore. Mary Stidner, a great interview this morning. Thank you so much. Kathy Clark Webb, you and Ben did a great job. Thank you so much. Hey, Oscar from Florida. Hey, what's up? Tropical City, what's going on? What's happening? Terry Wilson. Thank you, you and Ben, for great work. Yeah, Captain America was great, man. He was awesome. He's a beast. Andy Brawley, Anthony needs to get that Veronica lady out, and he needs to get everybody out. He needs to get there in Congress, man. He's gonna be the one. Nobody else. He's the one. He calls the shots. Do you eat any fabulous tasting tacos with there? Oh man, yes. There was shrimp with fried cheese and some what is it? Purple onions, something like that. Mr. Wanko, how you doing? Great reporting, Blue. Thank you so much, Mr. Craig with the C, Craig. So I want to say hi to everybody. We're at 200. Wow, that's great. That's great. It's 10 something over here. I want to say thank you, first of all, to this beautiful network that they've been fabulous, outstanding, and fantastic. That is America's Voice News. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm not gonna stop saying thank you to the director, to the producer, and to everybody that works in that network. Beautiful people, all of them are beautiful people. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Also to Border Network News fans, thank you so much for the support. And also to my partner, Mr. Anthony Agüero, that he, as we speak, he's going to be part also he's going to be part also as the team of America's Voice. You know, I am so happy. I'm so happy, really. He's coming to this team, and he's going to make it official. But he's the one that he's going to make it official. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm really excited. Man, I'm so excited for him. And, you know, what can I say, people? The first time that I came over here, I was really under pressure of time. I had only 3 days to do my investigation. Today we had, 5 days. And, I had support with the camera. Ben, how he's professional also to work. And also you had Carlos, and, we had also security, professional security with armed security to take us to places. And it is amazing how the investigation for this reporting has turned into so informative for other mainstream media outlets, man. As we were coming back from Guatemala and the water rafts, it was amazing that we saw camera guys from MSNBC, they were broadcasting for Univision, and they were asking us, hey, how is it over there? So imagine that the two, I'm an independent reporter, and Ben, and they were asking us, how is it over there? How's the story over there? Where can they go? Where can they ask? How can they get stories? So, Silvia, sí, ahorita termino y voy al español. Lo que pasa que pues vine con esta compañía y pues hay que hacerlo en inglés, pero con mucho gusto ahorita lo hacemos en español. Te mando un abrazo grandísimo y viva México, Silvia. Basically, it was really amazing to see this company so big that is MSNBC asking us how or where can they go. Imagine that. First time that I came over here alone, and we got us security, but it was he was out there and he helped us out, but not like this ones. And we were over there. We experienced the whole atmosphere or of the entrances to Guatemala. We walked through Guatemala. We jumped on the water raft with Guatemala. We did all that in the first trip. Now on this trip, it got a little bit more personal. Interviews with with migrants, going to places that they are really affected. In the first trip, it was more, it's all planned out, people. You know, it's all about timing. This is for me, I take it as an example as boxing. You know, I love boxing. Boxing is all about timing. Timing. You don't do everything. You don't let go of everything on the first round. You're gonna get smoked on the second, you're gonna get dropped on the third, and you're not gonna get up on the fourth. So it's all about timing. It's all about timing. The first trip that we took, you know, we came alone. We exposed the entrance. We exposed the trafficking of goods, the trafficking of gasoline. We exposed the shelters. We exposed the 3 ports of entry and all that, and the water rafts. Now it was, you know, timing. Let's go and expose now the other things that there is, you know, where they get the permits, if they're not getting them, if they're fake permits, if they're fake documents. Let's interview, let's go a little bit more in. And with the help of the camera, you know, Ben helping me, I'm helping him. With the mic, he's helping me, I'm helping him translate and all that stuff. It's just became, you know, a really good interviews, really good information for everybody to get. You know, specifically for this wonderful network that is America's Voice, and all these beautiful and wonderful people from this network. And we try to work so hard. We try to be as professional as we could. With all respect, we were always, there's a dog behind me. You know, with all respect, we were treating everybody at every place that we were going. The only difference is that, you know, on this last trip, we had to go with the municipal authorities. We were riding in the car, in the police car, and they took us to the blockage that they were, you know, protesting. Now, for everybody to know, I will specify the details of that. What happened? This is what happened. 3 days before, when we first got here, the first thing that I asked, that's the first thing that I asked, is the caravan coming? And the number one thing that everybody was saying is that yes, it is coming, or they're gonna block the streets because they don't agree with the 5% tariff from the President of the United States that is applying to all the countries in Central America. So we were prepared for last day to leave it for the last day to see if it's, you know, we were going by day, if the caravan was coming, or there was blockage, or the people were gonna block the streets, or, you know, form a wall of people to stop and protest and manifest. So what happened? We waited till they did that, and today they did that. So we were having a hard time to get there. Reason why is this: we crossed to the water rafts in the morning. Number one reason is because it's more easier to cross through the water raft than to cross to the port of entry and the river and the bridge of Suchiate. Number two, it's much quicker. It's much quicker, and when you get to Guatemala, you don't have to walk around to get to the park of Zúñiga. That is where the migrants stay when they come in the caravan. Number three, how are we supposed to get there? To get to where they were blocking, it is around 15 or 25 minutes from the Parque Zúñiga. That is where I was broadcasting when I first came here, and is where you know, we have great interviews to show you guys when you know, Ben and I crossed this past Saturday. So we got the you know, we got the private security from Guatemala, and they you know, Carlos talked to the mayor from Suchiate. The mayor from Suchiate is before you enter Guatemala, that is property of Mexico. She talked to some police officers over there, and you know, everything, it was a triangle, and we have security now. Now we're good to go. Now the plan is to get there, and the whole time the officers are telling us, okay, you guys need to get there 10 minutes and you're out. And you know, that pretty much put a little bit of pressure on us. Why? Because we didn't know what to expect. What to expect is what? What to expect is how these people are going to react, how these people are going to be, basically, if they are going to explode if we ask a question, hurt us, or do something to us in a way. And Ben stands really out there. He's 6'4", American. So let's see how the reaction is going to be. So we get there, and as soon as we get there, before we get there, we see a lot of people on the side of the road that I'm gonna upload a video for you guys to see. And we see a lot of people up on the side of the road that they were carrying machetes, like you guys say. But it's machetes, big long ones, carrying them. And a lot of them were carrying them long shotguns. So I was asking the police officer, is that legal? He's saying, well, they're protesting. As long as they don't use it, it's okay. So that is a shocker right there. As soon as we get there, that is a shocker. You get like, okay, whoa, what's going on? So the police is not allowed to say nothing to them as long as they don't use it. So what happens if they use it? They kill somebody. But as you know, it's surprising the difference of cultures when you get over there. So there was some people hiding in the palms and in the bushes, and it's a jungle. You're in the middle of the jungle, really. It is amazing how roads are in the middle of the jungle, and it's beautiful. So we get to the protesters, and there's a lot of farmers. All these farmers, they're saying that they don't want to be treated like product. They're saying that the United States are treating them as product, as a can of beans, as a can of rice, as a can of whatever. And they're not product, they're human beings, and they have a right to migrate. So they were getting into that, and it was hard for me to translate at the moment because it was a lot of tension. So the message that I wanted to send to them, it was because they were fighting for their sovereignty. They were fighting for their sovereignty. Why? Because they're fighting for the corruption against the mayor, against the governor, against the president of Guatemala, in certain places of Guatemala. And they were fighting against the injustice. They were fighting against, they don't want to be a third world secure country. What does that make them? It makes them like Mexico. Mexico is a third world secure country now. And Mexico is now, forced to host immigrants because they are a third world secure country. And because they're forced to host immigrants, the other country that is on the bottom of him is Guatemala. So they force Guatemala to be a third world secure country because they don't want to do things right, as Mexico doesn't want to do things right because of the 5% tariff. So what does this pressure from the United States government do? What it makes them do is to stop it, right? So my question was to them, as soon as I got there, I started having a conversation with them and asking them, let me get this right. So you guys don't want migrants. No, we don't want them. Okay, so you guys want sovereign nation. Yes, we want sovereign nation. Okay, you guys don't want corruption. No, we don't want it. Okay, so you guys don't want caravans anymore because you want a sovereign nation. That means you don't want caravans. No, we don't want them. Okay, so I'm Mexican citizen. I don't want corruption. I want a sovereign nation. And I don't want no more caravans in my country. Are we agreeing? Yes, we are agreeing. So America wants to protect their own. They want a sovereign nation, and they don't want caravans either. Do you agree with that? If they say we don't want no influx of migrants in our country, and they say no. So this is the double standard that is crazy. Why? Because when it comes to the United States of America, these people think that America owes them the favor. And America has the obligation because they're a first-class world country to provide for them. But a lot of people were getting, in the feed upset because they're saying, Oscar, why don't you stop him? Oh, Oscar is betraying us. he is defending them. No, 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 no. If you're in that particular moment, I will be glad if you will handle yourself with calm, and I will be glad if you will handle. I would be, I will be amazed if you will handle yourself with patience in front of people that they're holding machetes and long shotguns. Like, it was really difficult to hold that. Second of all, just to start. Second of all, the explanation that I gave is this: if you guys want to be a sovereign nation, as Guatemala, and me, if Mexico wants to be a sovereign nation, why the United States cannot ask for that same right? Why? You guys don't want caravans. No, let's fight for the same thing. You guys want your country to be great? Yes, I want my country to be great. And also the United States of America wants to be great. That's what the President of the United States says, make America great again. So I want to make Mexico great. And you guys want to make Guatemala great. And they agree with that. The only thing that they don't agree is that they think that the United States owes them the right to migrate. And that is crazy, because you don't want people from Honduras migrating to your country. You don't want people from Africa migrating through your country. You don't want people from El Salvador migrating to your country. And you don't want people from all over the world migrating to Guatemala, but you have the right to migrate to whatever place you want. So I don't understand. And this is what is my take on it. As we were talking, Ben and I, this is my take. It all comes to the government. It all comes to the bad information that they're giving them. Because if they give them the right information, and then their government is not that corrupt, and if they work for their resources, because Guatemala and Tapachula, it's a tropical paradise, and they use their resources to grow, and if they receive support to grow as a nation, they wouldn't be doing this. And they will have a different perspective of how to migrate and how to respect other person's border. Like, we were talking to another migrant from Honduras. They have this clever idea about Jesus. And all of these migrants, they always put Jesus as an example of migrating. And they always say that there's not supposed to be no borders. And they always say there's not supposed to be no laws. These people are brainwashed by other people. Because if you get to realize they're escaping from their country because it's corrupt, then they want their country to be great. And what is Mexico trying to do? They don't want no people in here because we want our country to be great. And what is the President of the United States doing is that he doesn't want no more people because he wants to make his country great. So it's a double standard every time with these people. And they're getting brainwashed every time. It is really surprising. The thing that I take the most from over here is I was talking in front of them and telling them. And every single one of them, I looked them in the eye and I told them this. Like I always say in my programs, when I'm at YouTube Live and when I'm always at a Facebook Live, I always say this. You guys think that Mexico is great? No, it's not. Because they were comparing it to Mexico. I'm a Mexican citizen, I told them. We have 60 million in poverty, 28 million in critical condition, 68 million without medical care, 1.9 million abandoned kids, and 9.8 million minors that they don't have resources for medical care. There's been more than 30,000 children trafficked in the caravan. You guys think that I want that still? Everybody said no. You guys want it? No. If America says that they don't want it, do you guys agree with it? They were kind of getting in there. So what is that kind of getting in there? It means that all these people, they need to be taught and they need to educate themselves of what is really going on and what are the United Nations doing and how they're ruining every sovereignty of every border in every country. They need to educate themselves that the United Nations is not working, it's a disaster. They need to educate themselves that the Immigration International Pact, it doesn't work and is provoking a bad economic failure in every country that the caravan goes through. So they don't know that. If you ask them, every migrant that I was over here, I asked them, do you know about the United Nations Pact? And nobody knows about the United Nations Pact. There's a lot of misinformation, and that is the obligation. It all comes down to one thing. Is the obligation of their own government, of their own leaders of their government. That is the problem, is the corruption of every government. And everything comes down to that they blame the number one country that they want to go. That is this one, the United States of America. They blame that country unfairly when the United States of America has helped with aid. It has aided Guatemala with billions of dollars. And it has helped Guatemala with billions of dollars. And a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but America stole resources and all this stuff. I will tell you something. It's really amazing, this statement from one Guatemala citizen, and we got it on a live video. It's really amazing, this statement. Look at here, to all these people, they're saying they stole resources, they stole resources. Look at here, just listen to this. This little statement is the little things that count. Is the little things and statements and exposure that counts. We were interviewing one Guatemala citizen, Ben and I. We were in Guatemala. And one of them, I asked one of them, I told him, do you love your country? And he said, yes, I love my country. Is your country rich in minerals and resources? He said, yes, our country is rich in minerals and resources. And he was looking at me with a face like this, and he told me, in America, one banana is $1. Over here, I got them on my backyard. So that tells you, imagine that. That tells you a lot about their resources. It's just a stupid explanation, but it tells you how rich they are and how lazy they are to work their land. One, because it's a fact over here, they're really lazy and they think on the American dream, and they have the rich in front of them and on their backyard. So how lazy are they for that? And yes, they need support to start knowing how to farm, how to create, how to get better jobs with their own resources. Their own government is their own responsibility to grow. And they have a massive resources of minerals. And Mother Nature has blessed them like you don't even imagine. It is a remarkable country, but they don't take advantage of that. They prefer to leave their land to foreigners and to go to a foreign country when they have the rich minerals in their own face. So for all those people they say, not America has stolen resources. Spaniards came over here back in the Aztecs days and they stole all the gold. You don't see me and you don't see a lot of Mexicans complaining about we don't have enough resources to make it and to make our dreams to become better individuals in society and in our communities and to make a better lives out of our pockets. You don't see that. We have a lot of resources right here in Tapachula. Tapachula is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a tropical paradise. It's exactly the same as Guatemala. There's a lot of opportunities. El que quiere puede, y el que no quiere nunca va a poder. It means whoever wants it is gonna get it. And whoever doesn't want it, he's never going to get it. It is just as simple as that. It is a natural fact that Mexico has a lot of potential to grow, but it's the fault of their own governments that they don't grow. It's the fault of our government that doesn't grow. It's the fault of you remember our last president, how he privatized our own petroleum, how he was trying to privatize the water, how he privatized, he was trying to privatize the electricity, how he was trying to do that so he can steal and get more money and get investors from all across the world, when we have people right here that he can use, and Mexico can be so rich. But no, they use Mexico as a trampoline. They use Mexico as a place for other people to invest, for the rich to get richer and the poor to just work their simple jobs. That is the thing. That is the thing that is the detail. That Guatemala wants to be great and their citizens want to be great, but they have this erroneous idea that because of the president of the United States, they're not great. It is erroneous. It's because of their own government. They're contradicting themselves. They're protesting of their government and they're blaming it on America, when America, the only thing that is doing is pressuring them to do this so they can protest and they can fight for their country. So they're helping them so they can start rising and they can start making their country great again, and they can start doing great things. That is the bad information that they got, and that is my analysis on this visit. Now, my analysis on migrants, it is so sad to see still the persistency of a lot of migrants to go to the United States when you tell them that they don't have possibilities to go. They don't care. A lot of them, they don't care. But we saw a lot of migrants that they want to stay in Mexico. Now, this is a problem not for the United States, it's a problem for me that I live over here and it's my country. The problem is that how is Mexico going to sustain all these people? Like the United States, how is the United States sustaining and maintaining all these people in their country? It's exactly the same for me. But for me, it's more in a massive number now, because they're coming. Now they're not coming as big in an amount. They're coming slowly by amounts of 20 and 30 in every water raft. But before that, they were coming in a massive number. Now, if they want to stay in my country, it is okay. Work, provide, and start, doing something productive with your life. But don't expect to live out of the bonuses that AMLO is trying to give you, and don't expect to be lazy for 6 months and not do anything and blame it on they don't want to give me a permit. There's a lot of jobs that you can do without a permit. There's a lot of jobs that you can get without a permit, and there's a lot of things that you can do without a permit. We need to put order on the river Suchiate. The medical department is doing a horrendous job. The medical department is staying on the shelters around Tapachula. I told you guys before I came here, the number one thing that I wanted to find out, because we got dengue coming. There's a bacteria, fungus / pneumonia that is in the air and the atmosphere in Tijuana. And also, there's a speculation of Ebola that is coming with people from Africa. Now, you think that the Department of Health is going to be right here where the water rafts are at, so they can check and screen everybody and test them if they are available to be in another country safely, because they are in healthy condition. Now, I didn't see that. Another thing that it was so embarrassing is the screening process of every identification of every migrant that is crossing on the water raft from Guatemala to Mexico. Embarrassing. The agent from INAMI, a lot of the IDs, they were flipped on the other side. They were backwards. And he was just like, okay, go ahead. As we've been seeing in WhatsApp groups from the caravan, there's a lot of people that they're making fake documents, and fake documents when it comes to that what? Fake IDs. So imagine, you can be whatever criminal in South America or whoever you want to migrate, and you don't migrate correctly with a fake ID. So if they're checking like this and they're screening like this, it is an embarrassment, and it's a smokescreen to make believe, and it is a soap opera to make believe to the President of the United States that they're doing their job when they're not doing it. Now, another one is the incredible and just enormous traffic of goods that they're not stopping. Now, that is the Department of SAT, that is the Customs of Mexico. The Customs of Mexico is not there also. And why they're not there? Because they're bought because they don't want to stop that commerce, because that commerce has become so important for both countries, because it's a nowhere land. The river is not property of nowhere. Half of the river is Mexico and half the river is Guatemala. How do you know what half is Mexico? How do you know what half is Guatemala? So they work the hell out of that river, trafficking goods every time without paying taxes. And that is unbelievable that the customs of Mexico is not doing anything about it. And that river, and staying and checking and asking these people to pay the particular tax that they need to be paid. It's not fair for Tijuana citizens that they go to the United States and buy groceries, and when they come back, and if you pass the amount in the customs when you cross to Mexico, they take away the groceries. So they take away the weight of what particular objects you overpass the limit from. So this right here is not unfair. We saw huge water rafts loaded with beer, loaded with goods, loaded with everything, loaded with tomatoes, loaded with onions, loaded with products for kitchen, loaded with everything. And nobody was screening and nobody was checking anything. Not only that, and the Talisman Bridge, that is the one that connects from the east side of Tapachula. That is the Talisman Bridge. Underneath the Talisman Bridge, where it divides, the middle of the bridge is Mexico, and the middle of the bridge is Guatemala. Underneath the Talisman Bridge, it is ridiculous. It is the jungle underneath. The National Guard's supposed to be there. It was there. But the most amazing thing that is that every time we were checking and we were there broadcasting, the National Guard was like this working. And before that, nobody was doing anything. And the INAMI was just kicking back, on a palm tree and eating a coconut. But we get there and everybody started working. So we go underneath the bridge and we see a lot of these individuals going back and forth in the river and crossing the river with goods on their backs. Do they check the goods? We never saw nobody open up their bags and checking the goods. That is something that is extremely ridiculous. Why? Because we don't know if they're carrying drugs. We don't know if they're hiding a body in there. We don't know what they have in the bag. And they're not checking the bags. They're checking the IDs as like, yeah, okay, go ahead. No, that is not the screening process that you promised us, AMLO. That is not the screening process that you promised to all the Mexican citizens. That is not a security for us. It's not a security for the Mexican citizens. It's not the security for the citizens of the United States, that all those goods, you don't even know what they're bringing, and you don't even know if that person is going to stay in Tapachula or it's going to go all the way up to the north. So it's the worst screening process that is happening right now. They're lying to us, the Mexican citizens, and they're lying to the President of the United States. And not only that, we go much deeper into the falsification of documents. And all these falsification of documents, it was evidence that occurs more in Cubans, because those are the ones that have money. And we went to a shelter that is called Siglo XXI, and a lot of them were over there. And we asked them about falsification of documents, and they show us evidence of documents of lawyers that they've been taking advantage of migrants and going over there and providing service for a legal process for them to move from the shelter and to so they can have. No traigo la hora, viejo. No, pues no traigo, es que estoy en vivo. No puedo ver la hora, viejo. Discúlpame. So they can move from Tapachula to the north. It is unbelievable. It is amazing. They're doing what they want to do. And the shelter of Siglo XXI, they don't care. These lawyers have been going over there and charging between $500, $700, $900, and $1,200 for a false document that it shows that they can move from Tapachula freely to the north. The number one thing that is concerning right here, and the number one thing that is preoccupying right here, is where is the Mexican government? Where is it? Why do you hate the Cubans? I don't hate the Cubans, man. I don't hate the Cubans. I love everybody. I love every human being. And if you don't like my feed, get out. And the number one thing here is, number one thing here is, where is our government? Where is our government of Mexico? Where are they to control all these filters of corruption that they are happening right there at that area? Don't tell me that the federal agents and the federal officers, they don't know that there are counterfeit documents over there. There are false documents over there, that these lawyers are working in that specific part without a permit. And exactly the same thing that the organizations like Al Otro Lado and like these activists that they're working at a Chaparral, they're doing exactly the same thing over here in this part, making false documents and trying to help people to go to the north incorrectly and illegally. It is amazing. It is amazing, and it is amazing that this situation is not controlled yet and is still happening. And you got people over here getting ripped off by the amounts of $500, $700, $800 to $1,200. In my analysis and in my opinion, everybody knows this, and it comes down to one thing. Since I was born in my country, and since I gained knowledge about who is in authority and who's not, about what to do incorrectly and what to not do, you begin to know that corruption is on the vocabulary of every Mexican. The corruption and priorities is not, corruption is normal for everybody. And priorities is not a word that we use on our dictionary. It is so sad that we live until this moment, that is 2019, and we are still the same. And we're still asleep. We're still asleep. And we're not awakened. And we're still letting the government run over us with lies. And we're still letting them be corrupt and steal everything from us and not do anything to get better in our society and our community, not for them, not even for societies and community, for our own self and for our children and for the future of our families. It is amazing that corruption has taken over in our country for thousands and thousands of years. But until now, that we have in a movement that is an incredible evil movement from the United Nations, people are waking up slowly. They're going there. Slowly they're waking up. And today that I was in Guatemala and I was talking to the Guatemala citizens as they contradicted themselves, I felt happy for a little moment. And that little moment was when I told them, you guys need to fight for your country and I'm fighting for mine. And they said yes. You guys want to migrate correctly, organized and legally? And they say yes. You guys want to fight for your sovereign nation and stop this caravan? And they say yes. They need to be educated that the United States has the same right to say no and to say yes. And the United States has the same right to say no, I don't want no migrants, and to say yes if they want migrants. Is their responsibility of the own people of America to say if they want or they don't want. Like they are saying, and they are exercising their right. Americans has the same right to protest and to say we don't accept what we want to, and we are going to do as we want to. They need to understand that, and they need to get it to your head that America is not the provider of the world. They can help, but they're not the provider of the world. And if because America doesn't want to provide to you, it doesn't mean that you have to flee and then you have to be demanding that it's because of their fault, because of your poverty. No, they need to understand that they need to get up their butts and start working those minerals and those resources and start exercising their rights to demand their own government for their own corruption. That is what they need to do. Always your country first. That is our phrase. Peace and love. And always your country first. always your country first. They need to realize that always your country first. Migrate correctly. And if you're gonna migrate to another country, ask permission. And if thereafter you ask permission and if they let you in, work, work, and work. And appreciate the opportunity that you're let in into the most beautiful country that exists in the world. That is my opinion, my humble opinion. So I want to say hi to everybody. We're live right now. I'm in Tapachula. Recap of what we did. A small recap, small talk, small recap for everybody. I had a great Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Great 5 days with Ben Bergquam and this magnificent and phenomenal network that is America's Voice. Thank you so much again. And it's amazing how every time you learn something new, and you learn something new. Like my grandfather says, you never stop learning, son, and you're never going to stop learning. You're never going to end up getting to know people. You're never going to, like Aristotle used to say, the way that they used to teach. They used to stand on underneath a tree and with all his alumni, and if a piece of the tree used to fall, he used to ask them why the piece of tree is falling, why gravity, why is going slow, how is the process of falling. It's a process of education, and it's a process for everybody in this migration issue and in every country to educate ourselves. Like I have been educated on this subject, and I have to learn more and more and more, and I have to enrich myself. So if everything that I know and I can teach somebody, and that person can teach me, and we can teach each other, and we can fight for our countries, and we can fight for a fair government, and we can be a great sovereign nation. Mexico and the United States, and also these other countries, they can stay in their countries and fight for their countries, and fight for their rights. That's what they need to do. So questions, everyone, before I go. I extended myself for a little bit. I'm talking right here in the parking lot. Whoever wants to ask me a question, go ahead, and I'm right here for you guys. We have the right to say who comes into our country. Yes, you do. You have taught me so much over the course of many months. Thank you so much, Linda. Karen Reed, great work, Oscar. Thank you so much. My words are upside down. Troy. Nice try. Glenda Murphy, thank you, Oscar, for all you do. Thank you so much. Teresa Callis, we enjoy your time. Thank you so much. Most Americans love diversity and willing to help others. However, we don't love taking advantage of. I blame all this on the corrupt politicians. Yes, you're correct. Beth Kennedy, Oscar has the National Guard left. No, they're right there, and there's a lot of them. Where are you going next? And are you going with Ben? Oh, we have a lot of plans. But as we're now where the network takes me, and where wherever you guys want me to be, I will be. Oscar, thank you. You did an amazing job today. Love having fun with you. And Ben, thank you so much. Thank you. I don't really have a question, but I praise you. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Just to say we love you. Thank you so much. Lucinda, so proud of you. Had an effort. And Ben also, thank you so much. I'll tell him right now. He's snoring right now. He goes to sleep really early. Okay. Have learned so much from you the last few months. Thank you so much. Who else wants a question before I go? We appreciate for all you do. Thank you so much. Marianne Monarch, where are they getting the idea to spread Jesus was an immigrant? I don't know. That is amazing. Can you now get a work visa, come to America? God will provide. and God will tell me when is the right term. And if it doesn't happen, we will stay humble and we will work with what we got, and we will stay in this beautiful country that is Mexico. So God bless you for that comment. Be careful, Oscar. Okay. Talking about other things. You and Ben make a great team. Thank you so much. Why did Ben need a tux? Dios te bendiga y te guarde siempre por ti. Buen trabajo. Gracias. Hey, Conservative Corey. What's going on, Corey? Hey, follow Conservative Corey. Follow her page. That is the name. Conservative Corey. Follow her. She is giving great information for everybody and in the United States, but in particularly for the area of California. She's really informative of what is going on with the politicians, also with the trash of Gavin Newsom. Follow her, and we are going to do a great team together with Corey, as we are going to get her involved with all these movement, and she's already involved, but we are going to help her out a lot with her page. Follow her, and watch all the news that she's giving, and all the things that she's sharing, and all the posts, and all the the independent journalists that she's starting to do. Follow her. Hoping you get your chance for visa. Fingers crossed. Let's behave and let's do things right. We have been doing that since we came out of our mistakes. So with the God will provide. God is is always on our side. We pray every day. We stay on the good side, and God is always on our side. And the angel Miguel is always protecting us. I pray too much for them. Judy, be patient. God has a reason for you. Just be patient. Hold on a second. We have a problem now. Oh, foggy. Okay, you and Matt, amazing work. Thank you so much, Rain. So they realize they all can't come here just for work. Well, I'm not a lot of people were saying, why don't you stop and why don't you just tell them, I'm in the middle of with people that they were so aggressive. It is really different. The rallies from America, that this right here is extremely different. We had to get out of there like this when they told us, because they were surrounding us. So it's really different, really different. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Lauren. Carmela Bass, bravo, Oscar. Ay, muchas gracias, Carmela, muy amable. Have you applied for a visa in the U.S.? I can't, but I will apply, shortly, and after a process, I pray to God that everything will go great. What was MSNBC doing there today? Do other American news programs go to Mexico and Guatemala? They were trying to document only on the water rafts, and they were filming right there on the water raft, and they were taking pictures. That's the only thing that they were doing. I was afraid for you and Ben. They were aggressive. Yes, they were. Texas loves Latinos. Don't let them lie to you. Oh no, Texas loves everybody. Could have been a radical in the crowd. They were all a little bit radical. Wish Trump could get your videos. He needs info. He's a wonderful president, but the most important thing is that the videos get to the people. I got the utmost respect for you. Thank you so much, Karen Jones. Doris Bancroft. Thank God for people like you. Thank you, really, thank you for all your support, you guys, that you've been giving us this weekend. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We will go back home, and not that far away we have another trip we have planned, and we're gonna give the news, expose, and for everybody to know what's going on in this other country. Another question, you guys, they want to give me? Been following you for months. Great videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. Without you, wouldn't know the reality. Thank you so much. when you're gone to Texas, we need to have a big rally to celebrate you. Oh, thank you so much, Betsy. A few congressmen reach out to you. Did you ever hear back from them? Yes, I talked to a couple of them, just a couple of them, and they're really nice people. There is a GOP meeting in San Diego Monday. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully everything goes good. Anthony will defeat Escobar. Anthony will defeat everybody that is against the good. He will defeat everything. No, it's against the evil. It's against the good. Anthony will defeat and he will win. I'm tired, people. I'm tired. I'm sorry. It's still hot there. Yes, it's kind of humid. It's really humid. Really, really humid. Hot weather. President Trump knows what's going on. He knows a lot more than people realize. Yes. Hi from TJ. Hey, dale, Mayrincita. Aliva, ¿cómo estás? I support Anthony Agüero for Congress. Yes, I always say that before I go. Oh, and I want to say thank you to my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress and District 16. He's trying to do the best job that he can. Look for him now. He's going to be the new addition to America's Voice. So thank you so much. I send you guys a big hug. Thank you for all your support. I'm about to go and take a little nap. We have a big day tomorrow. So God bless you guys for all your support. And always remember, peace and love, everybody, because always your country is first. Thank you.